There's a sixth sense beyond that which is known to man. The sense is sought after as the Holy Grail, and as precious as immortality. It's the middle ground between light and shadow, between science and entertainment, and it lies at the pit of a man's fears and the summit of his genius. This sense, of course, is a sense of humor, and this is Sense of Humor TV.
What's up, everybody? Back with another episode of Sense of Humor TV. I took a little break there, so apologize to the audience, but as you can tell already, I'm sure, we put a lot back into the production of Season 2, and have a lot of now new help and friends helping out in the show. So this episode is actually introducing to you guys one of the new podcast producers, kind of slash like co-host, I guess we would say, my good friend, comedian Noah Bergman.
What's going on, guys? How you doing?
Hey, there we go. Kansas City now in the house, unfortunately. Sorry to all our Pittsburgh audience out there. We'll probably rewind this Christmas Day.
That's going to be a fun one.
Yeah, we hope.
That's going to be a
fun for you guys, probably.
The podcast might be over after that.
It might be.
Be.
But dude, thanks for doing this. This is awesome.
Thanks for having me, my dude.
Yeah, salute, my guy.
It's a pleasure.
Yep. Sandy's back on the show. If you guys can't tell, we couldn't let her fan favorite.
The mascot of the show.
Yeah, she's back by popular demand, being a good girl after she just ripped a toy into shreds right before we started filming this. But dude, yeah, I'm fucking pumped to have you a part of the show now.
This is sick. I'm excited. It's been a long time coming.
Yeah.
You and
I know.
both
We've been
that.
talking about it for a long time.
I know.
And shout out our other new producer, Alec, over in the corner working.
We got Alec doing the damn thing, doing the Lord's work.
But dude, we've been friends now for almost a year.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of stuff I've been waiting to talk to you about till we got on this podcast. So there are some stuff that you might be thinking as an audience, like, shouldn't he know this about his friend? But guys, we could just talk about sports and forget about everything else for a while.
It happens.
Yeah. I'm like, if I want to, if we could start getting too deep into a conversation, I'm like, fuck the Chiefs. And then next thing you know, we're not talking about life anymore for a second.
Oh my God.
But obviously, like, we met, did we meet at the Ice House or was it?
I think we met at the Ice House, and it was one of Sean's shows. I remember seeing Sean come in, and it was you and him, and I remember being like, who's this small Asian guy that keeps coming in here?
Yeah, and when I see him, I'm like, who's this small black guy? I always joke about how Sean, you guys know him, he's been on the show twice.
Sean's the man.
Sean's the man. He'll be here next week shooting an episode. But But yeah, okay, we met at Sean's show, maybe.
Yeah, I think it was at Sean's show, and then you guys would just regularly come in, and then I was just like, "Who are these guys? These guys must be really into comedy. They must really like comedy."
Yeah.
And then it turns out you guys were comedians, and then I remember eventually you guys were like dragged us out to the open mic, Sean's open mic.
Okay, yeah, because I couldn't remember if we met at the mic or if we met at
I think it was like more. It was like briefly first at the Ice House, and then once we got more hang time in at the mic, and then that was when everyone got to know each other more.
Dude, okay, that checks out then.
Because I couldn't. Mic.
Yeah, right. R.I.P. Best mic in town. But now you have your own mic.
Yes.
Shout out. Noah runs the mic at the Ice House every Thursday, which has been honestly amazing, dude. You're off to a crazy start with that mic.
I'm trying to make it, just fun. I just look up to all these other like amazing hosts around us and around town.
It's great exercise too.
Yeah.
Like just knowing every week, like, hey, I get to fucking go up and do my mic, like, and do whatever I want to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
like.
Have you been fucking around with how much do they make you do 3 or like even?
They don't make me do 3, and honestly, I feel like I try not to do that much time up front. I do like a few jokes, like started off, some that I know that work, and then maybe like 1 or 2 that I want to try off.
Yeah, and you could do stuff in between comics and shit.
I feel bad, because I just want as many comics that are showing up to be happy.
True.
So I'm like, I don't want to take up.
Well, you're like me, where it's like I'm just gonna try the couple new jokes I wrote this week.
Right.
Yeah, it's not like you need to do your set.
Yeah. I don't need to do a whole set. I can just like take notes on what works.
I was even like how psychotic I am and we are. It's like I almost yesterday came to your mic and I was like and did it and I was like, dude, you're on a show after this. Like, let it go. Like, let somebody else get the time. You know what I mean? I was like, all right, don't do that. So I didn't. But no, it's cool because you actually have like real audience. You know what I mean? And that's why like. Thanks for putting me up on it because it's like I don't even want to, like, again, when I did the Trump joke, or whatever.
Right.
Sean was cracking up because he's like, you literally just did that and walked off. Like, I didn't even hit 3 minutes. I just fucking did that. I was like, I just want to try this joke and see if it works. And then peace. But it's cool to be able to do that every week now.
I feel like it's one of the best places in town to test out new stuff for comics now, just because of that.
You got a
actual
real audience, 100%.
Yeah, and you can actually see if jokes are funny or not.
100%. Instead of doing it in front of a bunch of open micers that like don't want to laugh at your shit.
Dude, it's the worst.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
the worst.
It is the worst, honestly. But dude, you've been fucking killing it, man. Like again, I'm
Thank you,
someone
dude.
who's a hustler myself. I love like that's what is it? 40% talent, 60% hustle. You know what I mean? It's like you got you got to be. Oh God, Sandy wants you to throw a toy.
Oh, Sandy.
Good girl. Yeah.
There you
They don't worry. The audience is used to Sandy of being a bad girl. But no, it's been awesome to see. Like so, like have you hit your year mark of doing stand up now?
Yeah,
or?
I was
Okay.
like a year mark a couple weeks ago because
Okay.
I looked back
Well,
at the
salute
recordings.
again to that.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
So it's been a year over a year now.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah. It was like it was cool because the weekend of it was the year mark.
Mm-hmm.
It was the first weekend I got to do the store, I did the potluck, and then I did Laugh Factory in Long Beach,
Okay.
and then I did the Improv, and I was like, well, fuck.
What a streak!
It
Yeah.
was so much fun to do that like trifecta.
Were you always like when you started working at the Ice House? Did you like have the idea of like you wanted to get up if possible, or was it kind of just like happened organically?
I don't know. I didn't think I could ever do stand up.
Really?
I didn't think I would ever be able to do.
You were just like a fan of it though, or like
yeah,
what made you apply for the Ice House?
I've been a fan for years, and I
Yeah.
just got fired from my other job. So it turns out like getting fired from that, which I thought was awful, and
Yeah.
like I'm so fucked, turned out to be one of the best things.
Isn't
ever.
it weird, man?
I never would have started stand up.
I mean, it's the same thing with me with the Penguins. Like I didn't get fired. They just didn't offer me this job I wanted.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, it's not even really what I want to do.
Yeah.
And I just had this like soul searching thing where I'm like, what if you could pick any job? What would you want to do? And I was like, stand up. And it's just like,
Fuck.
but it's crazy. Like I was devastated. You know what I mean? Like, and
Yeah.
it's just like
Yeah.
best thing that ever happened to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just like, what am I gonna do? I don't have anything. I was applying for like hundreds of jobs every day online, just everything. I found Ice House Comedy Club, and dude, I was stupid. I've never heard of the Ice House before.
Oh, really?
And then so I was just like applied, and I was like, must be some tiny place, if I've never heard of it. If it's not the store, it's not the Laugh Factory, it's
That's
not
crazy.
Improv. And then they like called me back, and then I pulled up and was like, what the fuck? Like 2 days before or 3 days before they officially reopened, and then I was just like, holy shit, this place is gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
This is gonna be
Like you
sick.
saw immediately, you're like, this is a dope club.
Yeah, and I was like, I need a job.
Yeah.
I need a job. So they offered me, the sound.
It was funny
the sound
last
job.
night seeing Donnell Rawlings, shout out. He in real time like noticing like how old the club was.
Yeah.
He was like, I'm standing next to him. He's like chilling. He's like, does that say 64 years? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, does that make this the oldest club? And I was like, yeah. He's like, what? And he's like sort of Googling it, and shit.
Yeah.
And then we were cracking. He was like making some jokes about it. He's like, I gotta have for their 65th anniversary, they can only have comics who are over 65, doing it, some shit, which was funny. But it was cool to see him in real time, like realize like that place is fucking, legendary.
Dude. It's got history.
Yeah, and it's been fucking great, dude. I'm so glad that they reopened.
Yeah.
Like it's been again like so nice, honestly.
Dude, when I'm like setting up and like I'm there early, sometimes I try to go back like in the back rooms like without turning on the lights. I'm like, I hope there's a fucking ghost in here.
Right.
A comedy ghost.
Right.
There's got to be.
Even after the show last night, like I waited till everyone walked out and I just like walked through the showroom and I was like, all right, that was cool.
Oh, yeah.
Like I just like took it in, soaked it in for just a quick minute.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But dude, I'm glad obviously that you got hired. You know what I mean?
Dude,
Like,
me too.
yeah, but I couldn't remember. I was literally trying to think earlier today. I was like, I can't remember exactly when we met. Like,
Yeah.
Which a lot of people I feel like I can remember that,
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, man, those are the early days were interesting.
I just remember you guys stood out because it was like it was Sean's haircut and then your hair.
Yeah,
too,
right,
And I
it's
was like,
noticeable.
who are these guys?
Yeah, a couple
dude?
guys. We honestly, now that I think about it, I got to talk about John. It's like for people who don't know us, we probably like, who are these fucking dudes? Like, you know what I mean? Like that has to be kind of interesting.
Every night I was like, these guys are regulars. Okay.
I mean, that's the whole. I mean, literally, even after last night, like, did that whole show, hosted a show at the Ice House last night, and then I still went to the store and was there.
Yeah.
And it's like I said, like when I pulled up at Lisa and Yessia were like, "You really came?" I was like, "Yeah," because like they left an hour before I did or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, am I really gonna drive 30 minutes across town and do this right now? But you'd love of the game,
Just the love of the game, dude.
Yeah.
Just the love of the
I'm
game.
I always say it's like I never regret going. I do regret not going.
That's true.
Yeah,
never
I never
thought
go to
about
the
that.
store and go to improv or ice house or anything like that, and be like,
Yeah.
damn, I should have stayed home.
And almost every single time that I've been like, I really don't want to go, like, do that. I don't want to go to this. Maybe I even have, like, I'm on a guest list for something. I'm like, I just don't want to go. I want to stay in.
Yeah.
It always ends up being one of the best decisions I've ever
Right.
made.
It's just
Yeah.
taking the shower and changing and doing
Yeah.
it. Like, once you're there, you're like, all right, I'm glad I went.
Yeah, 100%.
But that's the whole thing about, like, people, the more you do this, the more you think, like, people ask you, like, oh, how'd you get on that show? How'd you get on that show? And it's like, you got to go. Like, you got to go, and you got to, people, they want to help people they like and whatever, but it's like,
yeah.
but that is, half the job is showing up, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially, like, in this business, like, you're not going to get guarantees, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
it's never going to be like, if I go out, I'll meet this person, they'll ask me to do their show, or I'll, run into this comic, or whatever the circumstance is, but, like,
Right.
but then it makes you want to go out more when you are, like, rewarded for doing it. Like, when you're like, oh, dang, like, I wouldn't have got that gig if I didn't talk to that guy tonight,
Yeah.
or, like, whatever it is, because,
Yeah.
I mean, it's like any job where it's like, it's who I want to work with.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And that's one thing I've really been, like, I was literally talking about it earlier this morning. I was on the phone, and I was just like, the more I do this, the more it's like the people I want to be around. And, like, that's a
Right.
big thing about doing this job. And, like, yeah, when you're starting out, it's tough because you'll get around people, for the audience, they'll figure it out. But, like, you get around people where it's like you're just desperate to, like, do shows, and you're desperate to, like, get up, and you're desperate to be in the industry, and then you realize you're like, I don't want to work with this dude,
Right.
or this lady, or whoever it is. And it's just like,
It's supposed to be cool.
100%, which is, like, good to get to the, like, I'm starting now to finally, like, update life. I'm finally getting to the point where, like, I can pick more of the people I can work with, you know what I mean? Which has been super.
That's a fucking dream.
Yeah, right? It's, like, the best part about
amazing.
the gig is, like, when you do the road and stuff, it's like the people you want to be in the green room with, the hotel, breakfast, all that, you know what I mean? You're basically living with these people.
Yeah.
But, it's different than, like, when you shoot a movie, like, you know what I mean? Like, I've done now films, and it's like, it's different because it's like, film, it's like, we will talk about it, but me and him are huge fans of the new Deadpool movie. But I saw Hugh Jackman and Ryan were talking about, like, he's done so many movies with that Sean Levy director,
Yeah.
And he's like, now it's the point where, like, it's a lot of the same people, so it's like feel more like family
Right.
oriented. Where, like, if you shoot a movie, 90% of people who know have been on a movie set, it's like going to summer camp and be like, all right, I'll never see you again.
Right,
It was fun talking to you. You know what I mean?
Dude, that's why I think that movie was so fucking turned out so good, because you see how much fun they had making it too, and like just how tight they were. Like,
did you watch the episode? It just came out of Rogan. They had Adam Sandler on.
no.
It's pretty good, but the one part he was talking about is, like, Sandler uses all the same people in his movies.
Yeah.
So it's like the same crew even and stuff. So he's like, we've done like 25 movies together. So now it's just like, it's just like whatever.
I love it, dude.
Yeah.
It's like you're always gonna see Schneider. You're always gonna see, like, Spade or something in it too,
And, like, Kevin James, KJ.
If they're not in it, you're kind of just like, oh fuck.
100%. Yeah, like, you must be like, fuck. Like, I mean, dude, we're both. The audience knows this. I'm a huge fan of Norm Macdonald, obviously.
Dude, the best.
And Norm, he would put Norm in his movies, and Norm, like, didn't know anything about his part, like, whatever, right? And I love the story of him being, like, when he was in Billy Madison. And he's like, he's like, who am I playing? He's like, you're playing his, like, drunk, like, best friend, right?
Yes.
And he's just like,
yes.
you got any booze? And, like, he's like, so he's hammered in those scenes, like, actually, like,
Yes.
he's like not even a big drinker. He's like, oh, I guess I'll drink, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, yeah.
Dude,
Billy?
He's the fucking best. I'm reading his memoir right now.
Dude, I have it.
You have it?
I have it in my room.
It's so. I've never cherished anything more while reading.
The two things on my bedside is my dad's picture and his memoir.
Wow.
Yeah, I wake up every morning and look at it.
Oh my god.
It's so crazy to read because it's like you don't know what's real and not. You know what I'm saying? Like when he's going to Vegas with Adam Egget,
Dude,
and shit, you're like, what is
so
happening?
funny.
It's like Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas almost. So
Yeah.
like, it's a very definitely recommend
so
it, but it's a
funny.
very interesting book.
And I love when it'll be like Adam Eget's asking like a real question, and it'll be like, well, what? Like, do you miss your mother, Norm, or something? And it'll be like, Adam farts loudly or something. You're like, what the fuck is going on?
It's literally like it's trippy to read.
I've never laughed so hard while reading a book, too.
I love it.
It's the greatest book I've ever read.
Yeah, I bring it on a plane with me a lot. It's
I
just
don't
like
want to finish it.
no, 100%. It's
I'm
like
afraid to.
yeah,
I'll
no,
cry.
No, I've gone back and like reread chapters just to try to keep it going.
Oh my god.
But no, I mean, like I was. I mean, I don't know if we've ever got into this too much, but like I was like just acting really more than doing stand up.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, because I mean the pandemic was going on, so you couldn't do stand up.
Yeah.
So I did 2 films over the pandemic, and then I was living out here. I moved out here, literally 2 days ago, 3 years ago. Like 2 days ago would be 3 years.
Really?
Yeah. So 2 days ago, I just got the Snapchat memory or whatever, the fuck.
Wow.
And so I moved. I didn't start doing stand up. So I got here in August. I didn't start doing stand up all the way until November.
Wow.
And Norm died, I believe, in October.
Yeah, I think so.
And I came back to LA. I was in Pittsburgh working with my stepdad.
Yeah.
And I came back. I told him when we were working, I was like, I think I'm gonna go back. Like when Norm, it just hit me so hard,
Yeah.
And I was like, I think I'm gonna start doing like stand up, like really doing it when I like get back to LA.
Wow.
Literally, and you can see I have a post. I'm trying to find it actually. I don't know where my phone is. But anyway, so I have a post of like literally, probably in the couch. But anyway, I have a post of like when Norm died, and I posted about it.
Yeah.
And then literally you could see like a couple weeks later is like my first like flyer for a show.
Wow.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
That's fucking amazing.
Yeah, it's crazy because I'm like not that big of a celebrity person, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But him and Kobe were like the biggest ones. So it's
Dude.
like it's not like I was gonna start playing basketball when Kobe died. So so that it's crazy to think about. Like that's the thing that kind of got me to like I had done it before. Obviously
Yeah.
I'd done stand up before, but the pandemic kind of just like I couldn't do it, and I wasn't really like trying that hard. I was like, I'm gonna move out to LA just to act, and then I wasn't really planning. Like I was like, I'll get up, I'll do some stand up, but it's like
Holy shit.
stand up in Los Angeles is the major leagues is a different animal than like when I was doing it in Pittsburgh or even the Bay.
Right.
Like when I was doing it in the Bay and stuff.
Yeah.
But so did us coming to like the Ice House like make like we dragged you to Sean's mic, but like so that was just like the kind of genesis of like
that was
starting?
literally how it all
That's
happened.
fucking crazy.
Like,
I didn't know that was like that profound of a thing.
Dude,
that, like,
yeah.
That's crazy.
It was insane. I never thought I would do it. I just loved stand up for years. Like I would miss the bus all the time in high school because I stayed up too late just watching Louis C.K.
Dude.
Like all night long, just till 5 a.m.
So how old are you? 26?
I'm 26.
Okay.
Now. Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
Good interview.
Yeah.
Research. Our research department thing.
What are you,
Shout
Sean
out.
Evans,
Yeah,
dude?
yeah.
Holy shit.
Dude, that's funny. But no, Louis. It's so funny because my dad, I used to listen to Red Fox and shit. Like that's way above, it's older than both of us. But like,
Yeah,
I remember watching
yeah.
him at Sanford and Son and being like, oh, he's funny. And then my dad would be like, oh, you want to see him for real? Like, he's playing the old dad on it. And I'm like,
Right.
oh, he's saying cunt and pussy and all this crazy
Right.
shit. I was like, yo. But Louis, I remember specifically, I was sick from school one day and I stayed home and his HBO special came on and I pissed my pants laughing,
Wow,
bro. And I
dude.
went to school the next day and I told all my friends, I was like, yo, everyone's coming over to my house after school. All like my gang of guys, they all came over after school and I turned it on and we were just rolling.
Dude, it's unreal. I was like, I didn't know this type of thing existed. It was like crazy.
The suck a bag of dicks bit, you know that bit?
Yes,
Dude, like that was
yes.
like me and my friends still say that.
Yes.
Do they stick out like baguettes? Do I suck the side of the bag? Do I pull them out individually and suck them one by one? Like that fucking dude, that bit is just goated.
Dude, he's a god.
But
He's
I love
a
that you
god.
said Louis because it's like I feel like anyone our like age range, he's like our guy. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
definitely like I think he's like one of the only like new age comics that be on my Rushmore.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you have a Rushmore?
Attell
Tell.
would be on there.
See, I can't tell if he's like. I guess he's Louis' age. Yeah, like I guess they're the same.
Have you seen him live yet?
No,
Dude, Dave is the fun, like
his new special was insane.
I knew you. I saw him do most of that material at the Ice House like a few months before he recorded that special.
It was so good.
And it was unreal. It was the hardest I've ever had to like hold my piss in.
Really?
Like I almost pissed myself several
just
times.
so you want to miss a joke?
Dude, it was
you were
unreal.
laughing that hard.
Dude,
Okay,
laughing
yeah,
that
yeah,
hard.
yeah.
Me and Michael were fucking punching each other in the back of the room.
Oh, dude.
And like, and it was in that. I knew. I always thought he was hilarious. Thought he was so funny. I knew he was a comic, but once I saw him live, and I watched him do like 3 or 4 sets or something
Yeah.
too, and I was like, I understand why he's the funniest living person.
Yep.
Like alive right now. He is the funniest.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
unreal.
It's so funny that you say that because like that's the same thing where it's like it's one thing when you see somebody live, it's different. 100%. It's
Yeah.
like that's like a fact about stand up. That's why I always say like it's hard to put any joke online or like because you have to be in the room and see what the
Right.
vibe of what happened the comic before you or like
Right.
whatever the vibe is and like whatever like that's why seeing comedy in a comedy club is the best way to do it.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
But like all like the old heads and like the OGs like Bartnick and shit. Bartnick was in New York when Attell was coming up, and like he would drive him around to his gigs and shit. Like
That's fucking
nuts.
nuts.
You'll hear Bartner talk about it when I'll tell him to tell you about it.
I can't wait.
Because he's talked about it on the pod before. Shout out Joe. But he
love that, man.
yeah, right. So he talks about he's like he opened for Lisa Lampanelli too, like fucking Queen of Comedy.
Wow.
And Attell, and like he's like I would drive around Attell back when Attell was drinking Attell.
Wow.
Yeah, so you can imagine those days. Yeah, and I'm like, dude, fucking so legendary. I'm like,
oh my
you can listen to those
God.
stories all day, but it's fucking it's just like his when we were in New York. We just had his special playing in the background like the whole time. We played like Norman's, his like
Nice.
all these like New York
Nice.
comics. So we
Yes.
just had him in the background to get us in the vibe while we were out there.
The classics.
But he was fucking killing.
Dude, Attell's definitely the first head on my Mount Rushmore.
Really?
Yeah. I want to say, too, it's a toss-up, and I feel like...
I'll let you pick 5, no order. 5, no order. Because it's so hard to pick 4.
I know. I got to say Mitch Hedberg, too.
Dude, I can't wait for the episode with us and Bartnick. Because Bartnick, again, him and Mitch were like this.
I know.
Like, they would, like, tour together and
I
shit.
know.
Like,
I'm really excited to talk to him more about that.
Yeah, because Hedberg is, like, such a... Just like, there's never... Like, you can always say there's, like, you know... Not knockoffs, but like same kind of style.
Yeah.
No one has Mitch Hedberg style.
Yeah,
it's like Dangerfield. Like it's a
unreal.
one-on-one.
It's unreal.
Yeah.
And like if you see people trying to mimic it too, you're like,
it's never gonna be as good.
It's
And
never.
it's
like
so,
a cover band.
It's so funny you say that because I was thinking that in my head when I said that to you when I was like, oh, I've seen people try to be like Mitch.
Yeah.
It's like trying to people, you know, we're not saying any names, but we know. But there's people who try to do Rodney too, like that quick, and it's like you can't do it.
Yeah.
Like it's too good.
It's like that's why like Michael. No one could be Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Again, you know, it's just like that's what makes those people.
You ever hear
so
Saget's
fucking
Rodney story?
Dude, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, he's got so many good ones. About when with the 2 hookers.
Yeah.
Yes, it was like the last time he saw Rodney.
Yeah,
wasn't
and
it?
he's like waiting for his he's waiting for Ron Jeremy.
Yeah.
And he just had a heart attack, you know, and he's at the Comedy Store with 2 hookers and waiting for Ron Jeremy, and he goes, "Oh, Rodney, like how you doing?" He goes, "Me?" He goes, "I'm with 2 whores waiting for a guy who could suck his own dick. How you doing?" It's like, what a fucking legend, dude. Like,
dude, when did he?
you know,
when
he
did
would
pass?
at the end of his career. They were talking about this on the Rogan Sandler episode.
Yeah.
He would just do stand up butt naked in a robe,
What?
egg roll just hanging out.
What?
Literally, he would just do stand up just a robe, butt naked,
Holy
dick hanging out.
shit.
Speaking of, we were talking about Jim Carrey, right?
Yeah.
Dude, I gotta find my phone. But dude, I want to show you that fucking video. Did you see the fucking clip that the Comedy Store posted this week of Jim Carrey?
No.
It was like from their 25-year anniversary at the Comedy Store.
Okay.
And he comes out at the end of the show with nothing on but a sock in his dick.
What?
And they posted it on their Instagram.
No.
Full bush hanging out.
No
dude. I
way.
swear to God, dude. I gotta show you this real quick.
Holy
if I can find
shit.
it. But dude, sorry audience. I'm like, dude, you guys should watch it if you haven't. But dude, I was like, whoa, like this is pretty wild to be posted on the main
my
page.
God.
But I was sick. Like again, that's why I love fucking comedy. It's like fuck. Yeah, look. Dude, look at this. Comes out butt naked.
Whoa!
Fucking yeah, we don't have that in
Whoa! Oh, it went away. It went away.
dude.
Fuck, dude, that was
dude.
that is unreal.
Full bush.
That is unfucking.
Yeah, I saw it. You see, I
real.
liked it, of course. I mean, literally.
Oh!
I'm like, what a way to end the show, buddy. See Jim Carrey with the fucking egg roll.
What a pimp.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
What
But
a
he
fucking pimp.
Rodney was his favorite comic. So,
yeah.
yeah,
Wow.
he said the only time he you know, Jim always talks about how funny his dad was and stuff, and he's like the one guy. He's like he introduced him to Rodney, and he said Jim's dad was making Rodney like crack up.
Wow.
And, yeah, and he's like that was one of the proudest moments of like seeing like my dad make Rodney Dangerfield like,
Wow.
laugh and shit. And
That's unreal.
yeah, and the other cool thing about Rodney is he was real cool, like how now Rogan's trying to do it, I guess. But he was like real cool about like putting up like younger comics. Like he was the first person to put like Sam Kinison on TV and shit like
Didn't
that.
he put up Dice?
Maybe
for the first
Dice
time?
too.
Yeah,
Sam
at
Kinison, Dice.
Dangerfields?
Yep.
Dude, I wish Dangerfields was still a thing.
Dude, apparently that club was crazy because Rodney was running it. Like he went to the Comedy Store after he got married.
Really?
His wife's in the back in her wedding dress. He went up and did a set.
No way.
Yeah, dude.
No
Yeah,
way.
dude.
Oh, that might be. If I could see any Rodney set, that might be the set.
100%.
And
Like,
you're just like, I'm already getting respect.
I love that I love that. Like no one could do it. You know what I mean? Like
No, it's unreal.
the way he does it.
It's
like,
unreal.
Yeah, it's like
Dude, I'd probably throw Don Rickles up there too.
okay.
on my Mount
Love Rickles
Rushmore.
obviously being
Yeah.
Italian and just like the way he would he was obviously best friends with all those
Dude,
dudes.
every time he'd be like, from the bottom of my heart,
Right.
stay away from me.
Right.
Just murder. I've been going through
Is
all
Louis on yours?
Yeah, I'd probably put Louis on
Okay,
it.
so you
How
got to
many
tell
is that?
Rickles Louis.
Oh, this is too hard. Dude, I feel like and I said Mitch.
Mitch, you got one more.
But like, I almost want to say Stephen Wright too. He was just like that was Mitch's favorite comic. Too,
Oh, really?
Stephen Wright. Yeah,
Really?
that was his like main influence.
I could kind of see that now that you
and
say
it's
that.
like because those deadpan one-liners.
I can see
like,
that.
Yeah, and Stephen Wright was fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Well, fuck. Then I want to say Norm. I also love Gilbert.
Yeah. I was gonna say
This is too hard, man.
It's too like 5. That's why I was like,
I feel like
Mount
I'm
Rushmore's
disrespecting
impossible.
other comics, too,
Right? Yeah. I mean, I got to throw Pryor on mine just because.
Yeah.
Those were the first specials I really watched. It was like Live on the Sunset Strip. You know what I mean? It was
Yeah.
like the first ones I was like, and it was one of those things like that made my dad cry laughing, and seeing
Yeah.
your dad laugh that hard is like, all right,
Yeah.
this is like I'm like laughing just because you're laughing this hard. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Right.
So but Louis on there, Norm's on there for sure. But that's the thing. It's like I don't have a lot of like. I mean, it's weird when you're in it. It's like I don't. It's like when I was working in sports. It's like I don't really watch this sport as much anymore because it feels like work.
Yeah.
Which is like I don't feel that really way about comedy, but I see so much of it live.
Yeah.
That it's like I don't go home and watch people's
I don't
specials,
watch
like,
anything. Like I.
but I
used
will.
To do that.
Like me and like I will like randomly like. Yeah, like when I was at Joe's house the other day, he turned on a special and we were watching it, and then
Nice.
like when I was at Sean's, we watched Shang Wang's, special.
Nice,
and,
nice.
Like, so it is not. It is kind of, and we watched, like I said, Norman's and
Yeah.
Attell's and stuff. And so
Yeah.
it is good reminder to be like, oh, this is what you should be doing. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right.
But it is so much better to see it live, dude. Like when
I
when I was at
know.
Bill's thing, and got to see that live. It was like,
Yeah.
dude, this is amazing.
But even like I find like back in the day, I feel like I wouldn't have missed a second of joke telling in the room, and I feel like even nowadays too, like you get caught up just hanging with comics outside that you don't even watch any of the show
Right.
anymore.
Yeah. There has that's what you were kind of saying about like the Attell thing. It's like it has to be like someone I'm like I gotta go watch this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or like you've seen Rick Ingram at the store, right?
Dude, Rick he was my one of the comics on the first shows I went to ever
Yeah.
at the store.
Okay.
And
I think I was with you. That's why I asked. I was like, I'm pretty sure I remember like me telling like going up like me and Sean going up to you and be like, yo, you got to go watch him.
Dude, he's unreal. I think he's one of the most underrated comics.
100%. It's one of those like I don't think that like maybe with clips and stuff nowadays, but like that's like a set that like you have to be in the room.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't translate as well.
Dude,
to, like,
it's
yeah,
unreal.
like it's never gonna hit you as good if
Yeah.
you're not in the room.
Yeah.
Because it's just like he's
I
a crowd
saw
work
him
king.
go up with because on the lineup it was Donnell Rawlings, Jeff Ross, Pauly Shore, at like Argus Hamilton. I got to see him, which
Damn,
was
you got a
fucking
hell of a lineup.
awesome. Yeah, and then Rick Ingram, and Rick blew me the fuck away.
Right, especially when you're doing comedy and you see someone do that kind of act, you're like jealous. You're like, this is so sick.
so
like the
good.
way you do
So
it.
good.
And it's crazy. So I've seen him now enough times where like he does it so well where it comes off like it's the first time he's doing it, which is the greatest. It's a great quality for any joke writing is like you tell
Right.
a joke like it's your first time telling it.
Right.
But like it's so good how he can like start with someone somewhere and get back to like a great punchline that he has in his back pocket.
It's unreal. It's
yeah.
unreal.
Yeah, it's a really
I think he's from Kansas too. He's like pretty close to Kansas City.
Really?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
he's from my neck of the woods. I want to talk to him about that.
No, he's a
someday.
cool dude. I've talked to him a few times back in the back when I'm like smoking and stuff.
Dude,
He's
so
he's,
awesome.
He's really good.
I remember it
cool
was
dude.
like a couple months after I saw him at the store, and had been just murdering, and then Chappelle took him on tour of like Europe, and
which
then,
that's how you know you got to
yeah.
be.
And then I
fucking-
see Rick's doing like stadiums in his suit and stuff. And I'm like, dude,
Let's go.
fuck yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's good when you see a good guy win.
especially for a Kansas kid too. I'm like, yes, like that's one of the boys, you
Right.
know?
No, you always have that connections when you're like hometown.
Yeah, because that's how you met Bartnick.
Joe, and like it's so crazy. I told Joe nice mustache, and then he goes, oh, it's funny. I was on the field for a Penn State football game the other week, and someone thought I was their high school football coach. And I was like, Penn State? And he's like, oh yeah, I'm from Pennsylvania. I was like, so am I. He's like, I'm from Pittsburgh. I'm like, so am I. He's like, I'm from the South Hills. He's like, so am I. I'm like, and dude, we were like, it was just like, what the fuck? And then
That's the best.
You know what's crazy about you? Just like again, good conversation. That's why you guys are here. But you bringing that up, I was right about to ask you because then he asked me that night if I would open for him, and it was so funny because we always called Sean Nostradamus because he always like will say something. That night we did a show across the way, and then he was like, "Oh, do you want to come with me over to the Supernova Club that used to be around?" And that club was cool.
That was a great spot.
Yeah, and he was like, I went with him, And that's when I met Joe, and then he was like, "Oh, it's gonna be cool the first time you get to do stand up from your hometown, because Sean's from LA, so like he gets to do it every day."
Yeah.
And so he's like, "Oh, it's gonna be cool the first time you get to do that." And then I got asked 2 hours later to do it for the first time, which is crazy. But it's crazy we're having that, because the next conversation I was about to ask you is, have you got to do stand up in Kansas City yet? Or?
Dude, I went for I did an open mic there, because it was
when you went back, or
it was shortly after he was like 6 months after starting like with you guys, kind of, and then I was getting thrown on that New Year's Eve show at the Ice Out, and I was super nervous because I was like, I'd only done one other show before that, and it was kind of more improv, like no material, and so this was like first time hoping like my jokes are funny in front of a crowd, and I was finding out. So nervous, dude. I was freaking out, and I remember
how much time did you do? Like 5 or?
I did like 7 minutes.
Oh, okay, wow.
Yeah, and I was shitting my pants, and I remember when I first did the Hall & Oates joke, and I was like, I don't even think anyone's gonna get this reference, and then it went off, and I was like, whoa,
best feeling in the world.
And I was like, oh, this is fun.
The adrenaline you get is like crazy,
dude. It was crazy. My eyes like opened up.
It's like a drug.
Yeah. I think I have the clip of that too, and I wish I wouldn't have posted that clip early, because there's better clips of that joke, but I was so excited to post
100%.
Just a comedy clip too. And then I'm like, I don't know if you guys will get it, but people say I look like Daryl Hall, fuck John Oates. And then I'm just like, oh my God, it worked. It worked.
Dude, that's crazy. Like, just that, I don't know. Like, so how was the mic in Kansas City?
Dude, so that was like, the mic in Kansas City, I was home for Christmas. And then all the boys too, like they knew I had been doing like stand up. And so everyone kind of like wanted to see it too, and we're like, I found an open mic at the Comedy Club of Kansas City, which is a sick fucking spot, and we pulled up, and I was blown away, because it was like, I swear to God, there was like 150 people like in the room, like maybe 200. I don't know. It was huge. Like,
that's so much different than doing like Pittsburgh. It's like a bunch of old drunks and like, what is happening?
It was not like, so much crowd showed up just to watch the show, and then I was like, I did a couple jokes there that I had like, they get decent laughs here, but when I do them there, it's just like fucking explosion. I was like, oh my God, these people can laugh. And that's when I learned, I was like, doing comedy outside of LA, dude, the rest of America has a way better sense of humor.
Hey, yeah. Dude, it's just like it's so many different thoughts there. One, it's crazy that, dude, I think I showed it to Alec. I have a picture of me. I know I showed it to Tanner, who was at the show last night. Shout out, he'll be on an episode soon. Shout out Tanner. I showed him, dude, I have a picture of me doing a fucking mic in Pittsburgh with the hockey game projecting on my body during doing it. Dude, most disrespectful. I can't wait if I ever, God willing, if I ever become like a paid regular at the store or whatever and get my name up or whatever, like I'm gonna post those side by side and be like, start from the bottom, and me with a fucking hockey puck going across my forehead. Dude, like, how disrespectful was that? I was like, where's the stage? And they're like, right there. And I was like,
oh my God.
I still have the picture. I'm like, I'll never get rid of it. But awful. It's like, so it's like, I remember like first time doing like the Yoo-Hoo room at Flappers for a mic, someone was like, this room's tough. I'm like, you ever have a hockey puck go across your face during the fucking, during your bit? And it's crazy too, like talking about like doing 7 minutes, like that's fucking tough. You know what I mean? Dude, when Joe asked me, like I barely had 5, at this point.
Yeah,
he asked
me telling me that.
Yeah, he's like, you want to do 15? I was like, oh. And then he calls me day of the show, goes, hey, can you do 20? I'm like, oh my God. And I'm like freaking out, you know what I mean? And it's in front of, dude, it was you want to talk about whatever?
Oh,
dude,
no.
In front of my whole hometown, and it was Easter weekend, so everyone was home. So like we come out, Joe talks about it all the time. He talked about it on the podcast. He's like, I was expecting, it to be packed, but it was like, he goes, I had like my guys from like Live Nation and like Netflix and stuff had to stand, like that was that packed. And I'm like, yeah, and I'm like, dude, this is like, and it's so funny because like I'm sure some of those people, shout out if you're watching the show. I apologize. You know what I mean? I was like, I got through it, and I was like, did pretty damn good for like, being that new. But it's like, if you see me now, man, it's complete. You know what I mean? Like it's not even close.
Oh my God.
But I mean, dude, doing 20 minutes when.
Oh my God.
I mean, dude, you might can imagine like how like fucking. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I did it, no notes, no nothing. I just went fucking raw dog.
Oh
dude.
My God.
And yeah, talk about nervous, dude. I was like, and again, seeing people that I haven't seen since high school and shit.
That's
like,
fucking nuts.
Oh, he's fucking freaking
nuts.
out,
dude. 2 weeks after I did my first open mic at Sean's open mic, It was, I can't remember I'm trying to remember what comic it was. He was doing a show at the Ice House, and then afterwards he came around to the booth and was like, "You do comedy too?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm trying to, you know." And he was like, "Oh, you know, like I love helping up and coming comics." He was like, "Do you want to open for me at Ontario Improv in like a month?" And I was like, yeah, can I get back to you on that? I was like, "Yeah, I'd love it." And he was just like, "Yeah, I mean, you don't want to, yeah, you can let me know, like, if you got to get it off." And I was like, "Holy shit." And I remember I went back to the bar in the Ice House, and it was like, there was a few comics. It was like Franklin Yee was there, Sean Porter was in the circle.
We got to
I
have
love
him
Franklin.
on an episode.
That would
I
be,
just saw
yeah.
him at B's mic on.
Dude, I love Franklin. He's
like one of the
he's
best
great.
people around. Love that guy.
So great. Shout out to Franklin.
Yeah, I'll show him that.
But then it was like a big circle of comics, and I was like, "Yeah, this guy just asked me if I wanted to open for him," and like I think it was Ahmed, and I was like, "I want to say yes." I was like, "Do you guys think I can do it? Like, do you guys think it's possible to get good enough and get a set to do like 10 minutes in a month?" And most of the people were like, "Yeah, you could do it if you're at a mic like every single night working on it," because I'd only been doing it 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Like, that was my first time doing a mic. And then Sean was the only one that's like, no, do not do this. It will be a disaster if you do this. Everyone else is like, "No, I think you could do it. You could do it." And Sean was just like, "Do not say yes. Get yourself ready. Get better. Like, you're going to be," and then, dude, that was some of the best. I'm so glad I didn't take that fucking show.
I mean, yeah,
I would have shit my fucking pants.
Well, that's the craziest part too, because like even when it's even tough now, but like when you're starting out too, it's like tough to run. Like, you know, I'm doing 20 minutes. I had to piece together a bunch of 5-minute sets.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like no one's
Yeah.
giving me 20 minutes out here.
Right.
So I was fucking, dude. You should have seen me. I was freaking out. I went to I remember shout out Lynn. She got me some spots at the like Comedy Chateau and shit. I was doing spots there. I was doing fucking spots anywhere, bro, to like get it together. I was like, I don't even know how I'm gonna get like the time, you know. And then it was even funnier. Like I said, when he called me Dave, he's like, "Can you do 20?" I'm like, "Oh yeah." I'm like, dude, I was, you know how hard it was for me to get this 15.
Oh God,
Dude, insane.
I'm
But
so glad I didn't. I feel like when you start out in comedy too, and like you see it with comedians who are just starting, like, and I definitely was guilty of it. Like you say like just awful things because you think crossing the line is just like that is funny.
100%. Like you got. I always say like that's also tough. Like you started out here, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I got a lot of that out of the way in Pittsburgh and
Yeah.
in the Bay Area,
fucking
which was a
slapped the
huge
shit out of
benefit.
me here.
Because the first time I ever went up, I got booked.
Wow.
So like it was like it wasn't my first. It was my first time coming up excuse me, my first time doing a show or a mic in LA. I got booked.
Wow.
So like, but it was definitely because like it was my first time doing a mic. You know what I'm saying? So like I already had like jokes. I had a little bit of confidence.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And like,
Right.
But I didn't know it was an audition. Like I didn't know that like any booker was there or anything. So I just did it, and then I was like, oh my god, I'm like, you know, I'm on a fucking show. Like this is great. And I kind of took it not for granted at all, but like I took it more for granted when I was at the club and I heard another comic that I thought, you know, is good and whatever, and they were like, I just got booked for my first show, and I had been like getting booked for a little bit,
right?
And I was like, damn, like that's crazy, like that is rare that happened that way, you know what I mean, or whatever. But yeah, I say it all the time. I'm like, I am so appreciative that I didn't. The first time I got up was not here.
Oh my god, dude.
Because you know, people, it's just human nature, first impression. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's like, even now, like when if I have a bad set, I'm like, fuck, that guy saw me do that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, like, hosting the open mic too, I'm like, that joke bombed in the middle. Like now the crowd.
You know what's
hates
hilarious
me.
about that
Yeah.
is like, you know, a lot of the comics only knew me and Sean from Sean's mic, right?
Really?
Yeah, like they never saw us do like our acts, right? They had only seen us do like
just fucking around.
Yeah,
yeah.
So I'll never forget when Sean did his first Sean Porter friend at Flappers. Like, you know, everybody was there from the mic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then they saw us do like our acts. And I remember somebody coming up to us after like, oh shit, you guys been like holding out on us, like blah blah blah. I'm like, yeah, like I'm not doing my best material especially on a mic I do every week. It's like you guys were gonna get sick of me telling the same fucking joke. Like, yeah. Anyway, but it was like so funny to see them like so surprised, and I'm like, no, like yeah.
Dude, fuck it, that was hard. Yeah, I feel like I started catering to that little room of regulars that showed up for that open mic.
Yeah.
And then when I tried to do stand up somewhere else, I was like, oh my god, I only know how to make those people laugh at Flappers. And I was like, I gotta take a few steps back.
100%. There's like, especially because I feel no one understands that statement more than me because I was there all the time.
Yeah.
And it's like it's like you get that stuck in that like, inside joke kind of shit. And like, I hate, you got to step back because I hate going to like those mics that are like all inside jokey, stuff.
Right.
Like, I think it just closed, but there was like that wine place at Atwater right there, Uno Vino. Did you hear about that? It was like a little wine spot that they did comedy. And it was very like inside joke, like regular crew of people.
Right.
And when I first found it, I was like excited because it was like right next door,
Yeah.
And it was on a Tuesday, so I'm like, all right, that's the day that I don't have shit going on.
Yeah.
Perfect, right? And I remember going. I think it was a little more woke, Mike, a little bit. And it was the day.
Fuck.
It was the day that Russia invaded Ukraine.
Oh,
And like,
here we go.
Yeah, and I hear like, hey, it's a fucking mic at a winery. So I'm like thinking like, oh, it'll be a nice little like thing.
Yeah,
But they
yeah.
do it in the basement. There's like pipes running through across the ceiling. Like it looks like you're like in a fucking like probably Kansas City or
Feel
Pittsburgh.
like you're in Ukraine. Getting
Well, that's
invaded.
right. I literally the joke I made. I go, oh yeah, it's my first time at this mic. I was like, when I saw Mike at a winery, I was expecting like a nice gazebo in the back or something like that. I was like, I didn't know I'd be doing comedy in a Ukraine bomb shelter, and it bombed so hard, dude. I mean, literally, like no pun intended, it bombed so hard. Like the room was. Like you could hear like water running across the pipe. Across the thing. I was like,
my
dude, I was
God.
just like, so I'm never coming back here. It was good to see you guys. I'll never see you again. Like, because that joke would have murdered at the Flappers mic. You know what I mean? That would have not anymore.
Yeah.
But that would have murdered at the fucking Sean's mic back in the day.
Oh my
and I was
God.
like, when that happened, I was like, all right, every mic's a little different, huh?
Yeah.
But they were not liking that.
Yeah, I remember when I first went to like third wheel after doing flappers so many times, and then like was feeling decent about it, and then showed up to third wheel and was like, no one I was like, they hate me here.
Right.
They hate me here.
Yeah.
One guy was screaming at me, telling me never do comedy again. Yeah. He was screaming at me.
Dude, I mean that is like, again, I remember it's so crazy we talk about this kind of stuff. So the first time I said I went to Flappers, did the thing, and then I got booked on a show, right? But I didn't know that I didn't know I thought I was actually trying to go to Sean's mic.
Okay.
And then they were like, oh, meet us in the back for feedback, and I was like, what the fuck is happening like on a mic? So I was so confused, right? And then they said after there's like there is a mic after this at the bar. And that was Sean's mic, and it was back when he was doing it with Oliver.
Yeah.
And dude, it was one of the weirdest mics I've ever been to. There was like this crack headache like lady in there, and she went up and she just ranted, and the only laugh she got was not a joke. She goes, yeah, I just want to come up here and let y'all know that I'm bringing comedy back. And that's the only. Everyone was like, but she wasn't joking. She was like, that's not. She was trying to be.
Oh my God.
And I was like, I'm never coming to this mic ever again, right?
Oh my God.
But then the show I got booked on. Ray Lau hosted it.
Yeah.
And Ray came up to me and he was like, hey, man, you were on that show. Or he goes, you were at that mic the other day, right? And I was like, yeah. He's like, that was fucking weird. And I was like, yeah. And he's like, oh, it's usually way better than that. You should come again.
Right.
So him saying that, I talk about Sean all the time. Like, if Ray didn't say that to me, we probably wouldn't even be friends. Like, it was like,
wow.
And then I went back the second time and it was like the complete opposite. It was amazing. Paul Rodriguez dropped in.
Wow.
At a bar mic.
That's nuts.
Yeah, so Paul Rodriguez dropped in. I was like, this is fucking complete opposite. I was like, this is amazing,
That's nuts.
And then that's why I was like, all right, I'm going to keep going, which is like such a random thing to happen, but
we'll have to get Ray on the pod too.
100%. Yeah, 100%.
Dude, I fucking love that dude. He's been blowing up. Too.
Yeah,
I'm so happy for him.
Again, it's like nice because like that the whole crew from that mic is like doing well.
Yeah.
And like that's what the whole cool thing was like on my show on Friday.
Yeah.
I run a show at the Ice House. I don't know if you guys know. You guys probably know.
Come through.
But yeah, since I don't think I started doing that when I don't know how long it's been. No, I probably did some episodes when I was doing it. But anyway, I like so many of those people messaged me, like Dion, all these people, and they're like, dude, it was so good to see everybody from like the mic again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, it's cool that everyone's like, Andrea, the first, who hosted my show.
Yeah.
She did her first show she ever did, or first time she ever got up was at the mic and stuff.
Really?
Yeah, and she's fucking killing it. She's doing Chicago and all that stuff. And I'm like,
yeah.
It's cool to like see that like everyone from like Ray, like it's cool to see like everyone from like, I had Beast Mite on the show.
Dude,
like
Beast Mite. Grayson's hilarious.
Sophie's 21, dude.
Really?
Yeah, I'm like, dude, if you keep doing this,
Sophie's
like, you're
fucking hilarious.
She's hilarious. Dude.
Yeah.
I'm like, you just got to keep doing it. Like, she's got the perfect like attitude for it too, and personality for it. And, like, she's perfect,
dude.
She's so fun to work with. Like, she's great.
Her Instagram stories just crack me the fuck. Like, they make my day a lot.
Yeah, I mean,
Sophie, if you're listening, your Instagram stories make my day a lot.
I remember I was dying because I did Sammy Weiser's show.
Oh, I love Sammy.
And it was Lori Douglas was on the show too.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like us three hanging out, we're smoking, and shit, and hanging out after, and fucking I'm like, I gotta go. I'm like, where are you going? I'm like, this girl's 21st birthday party. And they're like, what? But it was Sophie's. I'm not going to hang out with some whatever. I'm like, but then I went there and was up with Lisa. Open bar. Dude, I had to fly out the next day. Dude, I went there, then went to 4100. I had to fly out the next day, and fucking, I'm literally sitting there just like, Sophie texted me like this real nice, like, thank you so much for coming to my birthday, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, Sophie, I fucking hate you right now. I was like, if you saw how hungover I am on this fucking plane right now. And it was crazy because I actually had a flight and I ended up changing it because I got booked I got booked at the store on Thursday, so I switched it, and then I got booked on Friday too. So I was supposed to fly out Thursday, I ended up flying out Saturday.
My God.
Dude, I was like, anyway.
Dude,
shout out the whole crew. But I was just, Jesus Christ.
Dude, I was flying home a couple months ago, and it was a long night of drinking with the homies before. It was like final send off before I don't see him till like the end of the year again. And dude, I woke up and I was like, I felt rough. Went to the airport. I was like, I'll be okay. I usually don't like throw up or anything.
Yeah.
I'm on the plane. We're like taking off, and then I'm like, oh God, I'm gonna fucking spew. And I'm on the window seat. And it's a full flight, and I got my trying to like get over it. Also, as we're boarding, like the flight to come back to LA, I noticed this guy, Cheatin' Skates. He's like a clothing designer from Kansas City, and one of my favorite. Like, I just love his work. He's from Kansas City. And, like, he makes all Post Malone's clothes now and stuff.
Okay.
Like, he got put on. And he was on the flight, and I was talking to him before. And I'm like, dude, I love your stuff. And he was like, come, like, to this. I'm doing this Post Malone pop-up here. You should come through. I'll put you on the list. And I was like, fuck, yeah. And then he's sitting at the very front of the plane, too. And we're, like, about to take off. And I'm like, I'm going to fucking spew, dude. And I'm trying to run past. And, I'm wearing a bright red beanie and, like, a big white hoodie, too. Like, can't miss me.
Yeah.
And I go right past him, holding my fucking mouth. And then the fucking stewardess is like, we're about to take off, sir. And I'm like, no. And I'm like, bathroom. And then they fucking open the door for me. And then it's like it's like his seat is the second row. And the bathroom doors are right here.
Everything.
They open the door, and it fucking like comes through my hands too. And just like, yeah, it's one of those. And like, into the bathroom, I go in there, they like shut the door, and I'm just like, there's no way I'm getting put on the guest list for the Post Malone pop-up now.
He thinks I'm a nerd.
I'm just covered. I'm like, whoa, there's like more coming out. I'm just sitting there, just like, it's like on the walls in there, and I'm sitting in the bathroom forever. The plane's taking off. I'm just like, fucking.
Dude, this might be out of left field, but I was just thinking about when you were talking about, like, what made you move to LA then?
I moved here, because I fucking was giving up on New York. I was getting beat up in New York. I moved there during COVID just because I went to audio school and I wanted to like work in music and film. And then I love New York. I wanted to move there after school. I went there. It was during COVID. It was so fucking tough there. I'll have to tell some New York stories sometime. But
what part of New York did you live in?
When I moved there, we moved to Weehawken, and then I finished living in Crown Heights, in Brooklyn, but I worked in the Lower East Side of Manhattan the whole time, and so that's where I was just spent all my time.
When we were just out there, we were staying in Bed-Stuy.
Okay.
But my little brother just moved out there actually.
Oh, really?
But, I mean, have you done any stand-up in New York yet?
Dude, no. I want to so bad.
Right? Especially that you live there.
So bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've got some of my New York homies that are like, fuck, will you come out here? We'll be there.
Well, I've been going out every spring, so I went out 2 springs ago by myself.
Really?
And
I'll go with you next time.
I did like 10 shows, or I did like 5 shows in 10 days, something like that.
Jesus.
But then I went out this year and featured for Sean.
Wow,
and
nice.
But we went, me, Lisa,
right.
You know what I mean? But like hopefully we can do that again next year, and then like have you along. That would be great.
I would love to, dude.
Yeah,
I would love. I'll take you to all of my favorite food spots.
Oh,
too.
And my shout out my boy Hunter. He watches the podcast. He's the one I was telling you. He like supplies all like that stuff for the Michelin star restaurants. You know what I mean? So we went to like literally like and they're like. They're trying to suck his dick because he like is giving them their caviar and like all that stuff. So like they're giving us all this stuff off the menu like crazy. I mean we went to Fort Charles. If you know that's the hardest reservation to get in Manhattan.
Jesus, I was too poor to know what that is.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. Like I'll take you out for a
holy
dinner.
fuck.
Yeah, like we have a $250 credit off the top, and then like we will order like 1 entry each. They'll bring out like 10 that we didn't order. It's crazy. We went to this Italian restaurant that's like, I mean. literally you can say we got the chef's table, so like watch them cook and everything like that.
Dude, we got to go get blacked out at France's Tavern. Have you heard of that place? I swear Benjamin Franklin used to get blacked out there. They used to drag him out and take him home, like out of that bar.
Dude, you would have been you know me, like I'm out of my mind. But you would have been cracking up. We went to this place called Oscar Wilde's, right? And next thing they might like instead of getting a table, we just like put up in the corner.
Yeah.
I ended up becoming like boys with the maitre d', right? And he next thing you know, they come out. Me and the maitre d' are fucking in his car rolling he gave me a lighter and a fucking thing to roll like papers to roll a joint up.
Yeah.
And it's and weed, and they ever come out like, you guys want to smoke? Like, where the fuck did you just get this from? I'm like, the maitre d', and I'm like, boys with me. You guys follows me on Instagram stuff. He's like, if we do a show out there, I'll be there. But it's like so funny. Like I still have the fucking lighter you gave me. I'm like, making boys with this guy, his maitre d', and like
that's fucking awesome.
Yeah, but it was great because it was
awesome.
after we finally had the show, so everyone was like, relaxed,
Yeah.
And
those after show feelings are good.
Oh, 100%.
When the set's over, and you're just like, now I can just get high and chill out
and drink a beer and fucking relax.
Have a beer, smoke a joint.
100%. Like, and especially like out there, like I said, it was like it wasn't like super stressful, but it's like we're in another city. And of course, like pouring raining the day of the show. It doesn't rain the whole fucking time. Pouring rain. Any excuse for people to stay home, they'll do it, right?
Oh,
so,
God.
like pouring rain, all the everything you have to think to deal with. But we ended up like having a great show and sold a bunch of tickets and stuff. So
that's fucking awesome.
Yeah, it was really fun, and it was cool, obviously, to do with like my people, because the last time I was out there, I was by myself.
Right.
So it was a completely different vibe.
Right.
Or whatever. But no, that's cool. Like, and it'll be cool. Like, so you've done a mic out there, but it'll be cool the first time you get to do stand up like in your hometown.
I'm so excited. I want to so bad.
Yeah.
So bad.
Yeah, and like you know how this goes. It's like the more you do it, the better you are, and it's like that whole thing is like. That's why it was cool to like do the improv twice this year, and it's like, oh no, you guys can see me like I'm not the guy who did Club Cafe a couple years ago when I was fucking brand new and didn't have 20 minutes of material.
Yeah,
it's like
I feel like I can finally come through swinging.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a good feeling. Like it's great. Like I said, it's crazy that you guys like you've been doing it for like a year or whatever.
I'm very great. I mean, I feel like working at the Ice House just helped so much.
100%. But it's also like again your personality and stuff. Like you have that same thing with me where it's like you can be in a room and not like need to be the guy. You know what I mean? Like people have it, especially in our business. A lot of you have to have. I always say you have to have the right level of narcissism to do this job.
Right.
But you have to be narcissistic to be like, I can do this crazy thing on stage. And, whatever. But it's like then, you're a good hang. So it's like that goes. Barnick always tells me that he's like, you get a long way being a good hang.
Yeah, dude. And, that's what they'll always take like everyone would rather have a C student that's cool to be around than the A student who's a fucking dick.
That's what I'm saying. Like I always had either teachers who loved me or hated me, you know what I mean?
Right, right.
Like there was no in between. You never asked teachers like, "What do you think about August?" And they were just like, "Meh." It was always like, one of my favorite students.
We haven't really noticed.
Yeah, one of my favorite students, or I hate this person.
Yeah.
But no, that's a good way to say it. I never heard the A student, C student way of saying it. Honestly.
Yeah. You just gotta be a good hang. I feel like I learned. It helps me in comedy because when I was in high school and I thought I was gonna be Skrillex, I was like, I'm gonna have a fucking DJ career. I'm gonna make fucking dubstep my whole life, dude. I'm gonna be Skrillex. And then but I started doing shows. Like it was awesome. I got to do my own tour in 2017 around the Midwest. But like I wouldn't have gotten that far if I wasn't showing up and like being a good hang and just being seen and being around. And then people start talking to you more. And like if you're a good hang, and they'll just like. Bring you up with them.
100%, and you like were around some like celebrities and shit when you were doing that, so it's like,
right. So that helped me when I not like freak out around like comics I always idolized.
And again, I think it's like you had that experience when you were young, and same kind of thing when I worked for the Raiders and the Penguins and stuff like that, because you're like around not only like I went to the NFL Honor Show, with, like Conan O'Brien and like every NFL player, and dude, you want to talk about being out of place? I swear to God, this is a true story. I'm literally standing right next to Antonio Brown, Eric Berry. Fucking
my God.
Cam Newton, or no, not Cam Newton, because he was in the Super Bowl the next day.
Yeah.
So they weren't. None of them were there.
Yeah.
But it was Adrian Peterson. Fucking just like they're all wearing their fucking Richard Milles and fucking Rolexes and like blah blah blah. I'm there in a suit that doesn't even fucking fit me and like whatever, right? And I walk up to the thing. I was like, with my wallet out, like, hey, how much for a beer? And he's like, it's open bar, dude. I was like, oh. Like that's how I was so out of place.
I'd want to riff so bad and just like lean over to like Antonio Brown and be like, I'm sorry, dude. I don't watch tennis. What's your name, dude?
Right. Right. And again, it was just like you keep like you know, you keep, and it's funny because like now me and you aren't really doing those jobs, you know, obviously.
Right.
But it's that same thing where like it all goes somewhere kind of thing, and then like that's the kind of, you know, benefit of like having those experiences. Like when you are now around like these people, it's like you're able to just like I can't tell you when I was at Flappers with the Wayans brothers, you know.
Yeah.
Everyone's coming up to him like white chicks and blah 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 blah, and I was just like so cool and just like said whatever, and they were like they literally said to me like the hardest thing for us to do now was like hang, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I saw it firsthand, but Damon was the first one who was like you should go to New York, and I was like done. I was like if Damon Wayans told me I should go to New York, I'm going to New York.
Wow,
Yeah.
dude, he was. I did it was like my third show. Shantae Wayans put me on, and then
I was there. Remember I came.
Yeah, and then I went around back, and I just hear, "Hey, good set, dude." I turn around and I just see a fist bump holding that, and I'm like, "Oh my god, it's Damon." I was like, "Oh my god, thanks, dude." Holy shit.
I mean,
coming from you, I was like, "This is awesome."
Well, that was the thing. Is like I'm literally like he was like cleaning his glasses with like this like you know beautiful like Versace fucking whatever he was wearing, you know.
Right.
And I'm like, and he's like, yeah, man, you should go to New York. And I'm like, okay, Damon Wayne.
That's
like,
nuts.
You know what I mean? Like,
that's nuts.
It's so you know kind of surreal when you think about it. But I think we're gonna take a little break here, and then we're gonna come back with like some segments and wrap up the show.
Dude, can you believe we've been doing it for an hour already?
That's what I'm saying. I was like, this is a good time to kind of
flowing, dude.
break, hit the bathroom, and then we'll refresh and hit the next like 23 minutes. So we'll see you guys in a sec. Thanks for sticking around. What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Just took a quick intermission here, and we're back with a couple of little segments to end the show with Noah. The first one we got here is a new segment. We're going to be pulling punchlines out of a hat, my dad's old golfing hat, to be specific. And it's going to be like a suggestion. We're going to kind of riff on it or just, you know, kind of see if there's a premise there. So just a little bit of old-fashioned comedy hat pulling. I'll let Noah do the honors.
Ooh, let's rip, baby. Let's rip. See what we got here. Let's see what we got. All right, first one up. Subject: getting drunk.
Well, doing it right now. To be perfectly honest, that's a good start.
Oh my god, what about getting drunk? I mean, we.
I should stop doing it. That's for sure. I should maybe stop doing it. But
can we stop doing it?
No.
At what point do I admit that I'm an alcoholic?
No, I remember. I
wonder.
Do you know Brandon Cheeks? Do you know that comic?
I
haven't seen him out in a minute. Shout out Brandon Cheeks, the man. He used to work the door at the Laugh Factory and stuff.
Okay.
And he's fucking hilarious. And he used to. I remember one of the first times I saw him was at Sean's. He came to Sean's mic, and he was killing. And I remember him being like one of the first things he said. He's like, people are always asking me like, how do I do this job? He's like, motherfucker, I'm drunk. He's like, and I remember him being like. He's like, this shit is at 5 o'clock. You know what time I had to start drinking and fucking doing this thing? I was like, that's fucking.
It's awesome.
All right, we'll go another one. It's a bunch.
Wait, can I say real quick though?
Yeah,
I mean, getting drunk is one thing. What is the proper definition of getting crunk? I've never known what the proper.
It's high and drunk.
High and drunk.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I know that from Lil Jon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's getting high and drunk.
Now I feel stupid.
Yeah, when you're
I
drunk,
thought that
you're
was
just
just
drunk. When
called
you're crunk, you're
CrossFit,
like
but-
CrossFit. Yeah, well now it's the new school.
Oh, that makes sense.
Back when you were, out with the East Side Boys.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does anyone get crunk anymore?
I'm crunk right now. No.
All right.
Subject: your first time having sex. Whew, not a good time.
No.
No, I don't think it's good for anybody involved.
Yeah.
And I was a late bloomer. I didn't have sex till college.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got my dick sucked, which, sorry, my mom's probably going to watch this episode. Sorry, Mom. But no, yeah, I didn't have sex till college. And it was, like, definitely not this girl's first time.
Damn. Dude, yeah, I remember just, like, for the longest time, like, once I busted, I was just like, that's it. It's over. I think I
Oh, yeah, you're never going to talk to me again.
Don't you, like, you had a good time for sure.
Yeah.
You know? And
Yeah.
then I was like, wait a minute, you have to go that extra mile to, like,
Oh,
they come?
my
And I
God.
was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I hope none of my family listens to this episode. My mom is going to be like, oh my God, I'm so excited to listen to
It's going to be the first
episode."
clip that we have is us talking about. So anyway, you want to pull another one before?
Let's plow forward. Subject: French people.
Well, I have a lot to say.
Dude, you're just talking about them.
Well, you know what's crazy is actually my best friend, one of my first friends that he's actually my only friend. He's my first friend that I'm still friends with, right?
Yeah.
And he's French. And
Okay.
his name's Christophe McCaig.
Okay,
And-
sounds French.
Yeah, right? And,
Yeah.
I love his family. And, his mom is from France, from Lyon.
Uh-huh.
And her name's Fabienne. And,
Uh-huh.
we have some of the best, one of the best stories. I need to talk about this on stage sometime. But like growing up, right, she has like a real thick French accent.
Okay.
And we were playing like sports growing up, like basketball, or whatever.
Yeah.
And she'd be saying Christophe hustle, right? She would be telling him to hustle, right?
Okay.
But she would, with her French accent, she'd be going Christophe, asshole. Asshole!
Oh.
And everyone thought she was calling her kid an asshole.
God
and I mean,
damn.
to this day, it's like we like always fuck around talking about it. It's so funny.
God damn.
Yeah, but it was one of the best dudes I ever know. But I obviously, like, you know, I fucking like to joke about the French, obviously.
Dude, are they? I mean, I know they suck at everything, and they're like rude ass people. Are they notorious at all for having big dicks because of that pole vaulter? And was he French? I want to say he was a French pole vaulter.
That's a good question. We're going to talk about those headlines, but I'm interested. Next time I talk to Chris, I'll be like, "How's the old sausage doing? How you doing? What are you measuring out these days, boy?"
Le petit
Yeah, grande.
Le grande.
No, he's my guy. But no, it's funny because I mean, obviously, I was making fun of French people on stage last night, but I also did that show in front of a bunch of French people in Beverly Hills. Crushed.
Nice.
They're good people.
Nice.
They get a bad rap. I also took French. So
They get a bad rap.
Yeah, they get a bad rap a little bit. All right, here we go. Oh, Joe Biden. Well, he's about to exit stage left, or yeah, he did kind of.
Yeah, I always thought. I mean, not that I want to see it, but I thought it would be interesting. Like, if you know how Trump got shot at and like was almost assassinated, like just that whole scenario. If it was Biden, like how fast would he have moved?
Oh, goner.
Would he have known?
No.
Like even if he got hit in the air, would he just have kept talking about malarkey?
Yeah.
Just-
And I'd be like, is that?
It always makes me wonder.
Yeah.
Corn pop?
Yeah, is that corn pop? That's exactly. You found. Hey, it's a good comedian. Help me out. I'm like, what was that punch?
He's just like bleeding. He's just like, I just rub the hair on my
You ever
legs.
see that clip of back in the day of Johnny Carson making fun of Joe Biden?
No.
Dude, that's how long that guy's been fucking getting.
Wow.
Johnny Carson being like making fun of him for like being a liar.
Holy shit.
It's crazy. I'll show you the clip after this.
Okay, yeah, I gotta
There you
find that. Oh, did I get two? Here we go. Okay. One night stands.
We kind of talked about it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude. I mean, there's one that stands out. I mean, I met her at a comedy show, and then turns out she was a comic too. And it was way before I did stand up.
Mm-hmm.
And then she was like, "Yeah, I've got this other I'm like in town for like doing this spot. You should come through tomorrow." And I was like, "Fuck yeah." Like, I'm trying to smash. We hung out that night. We got food, and made out a little. And I was just like, "Okay, I'll come to the spot." I go because I'm trying to get laid. And it was at the Hollywood Comedy. Fuck. Dude,
Bad time to take some beer.
there were like 8 people there too, and then
So packed.
she was and she was going up too, dude. And then I was sitting in the back of the room, like I was trying to just laugh at every joke, like audibly, so that she would hear that I was laughing, and I was the only one laughing.
Yeah.
And I was like audibly laughing, and I just like, fuck, these people think I'm an idiot, but I want her to think that I thought she was funny, that I can get laid. And
Hey, tales all the time.
dude, oh my god.
Laughing at a girl's jokes. Was he? No,
Yeah.
I never heard that.
It's like, I don't even know what it was. It'd be like jokes like, yeah, I call my vagina the rust bucket or something.
Oh,
And
no.
I'd be the one guy in that room of 8 people that's like,
Oh, no.
dude.
Anyway, I don't want to think about it anymore.
Okay. Let's move along.
Rogan. I like Rogan. It might be not a popular thing to say. Maybe it is a popular thing to say. I love Joe.
I like Rogan.
Yeah,
I like Rogan.
if you're doing what we're doing, he's the
Done a
man.
lot for, I love that. Have you ever seen that clip of him in front of the Comedy Store? And he's like, he parked like right out front of the store in like a brand new like Porsche 911 like GT3 or something, like crazy racing Porsche. And then someone like said something. I hope I'm getting it right. Someone like said something to him through the window, and he made like a witty ass like quip right back at him and fucking like punched it and like peeled off, but then stalled the fucking Porsche like right as he's moving, and it's just like kind of
I don't think I have seen
there.
that.
Dude, it's funny. It's hilarious.
What's cool that he used to film like a lot of shit at the store. He should put out. It would be cool if he put out like a little like archive of like all that footage he used to have.
Dude,
Right?
yeah.
Wouldn't that be great?
Especially his history at the Ice House.
Yeah,
Like,
that
working
too. Like
there.
starting the pod there.
Yeah, the Ice House Chronicles.
we should
with him
definitely
and
shoot an
Red
episode
Band. Dude, that'd be sick.
We should definitely like we should do that. We should like we were talking about that doing it like, in
Yeah.
the back room or something like that.
Yeah.
That would be cool. I think that'd be down too.
We should bring a Ouija board to the comedy store or
Dude,
the ice
I
house.
told you
and
what happened.
fucking-
I told you the ghost we saw at the comedy store.
Wait,
I ever tell you that story?
I don't think so.
All right, real quick. If you guys haven't heard this story, me and Sean were at the we'll have him talk about it next week.
Yeah.
But like we were at the store, right? And we're on the side where you're like walking back to like, go to the back, like to the
Yeah.
belly or the bathroom or whatever.
Yeah.
And we're stopped on the side there, and we were literally just talking about how there was a guy back in the day that jumped off that hotel right next door because he got banned from the store. He was a comic and got banned. So
What?
he killed himself, yeah. And we're talking about this. I don't know if this guy, but he was dressed almost in the time period. I think it happened in the 80s. But we never saw the dude's face, right? And it was like long hair, but he was like, that little like indent, the little corner they have a
Yeah.
plant there now?
Yeah.
There was no plant there. So like it was like a dude like staring into the corner. All right, staring into the fucking corner, and we talked about it. We're literally talking about the thing. Turned to look like, yeah, he jumped from right there. Turned back, guy was gone.
What?
Guy was gone, and we were like, we both were like, you go that way, I go this way, because we were both like at the same time like freaked out.
You split up?
And yeah, I was like, you go this way and see if, because we were like, there's no, you have to be running to get away for that fast.
Yeah.
Too. So he goes to the bathroom way. I go to the patio way. Gone. Guy's gone. Never saw him again the rest of the night. Never saw him again. Like,
What
dude.
the fuck?
Yeah, that happened at the store, and we were like, he literally brought it up at his mic like the next week. He was like, dude, like me and August saw a fucking ghost like
Oh
at
my
the fucking
God.
comedy store.
Who
yeah.
was the comic that jumped?
Dude, we could probably search it up, but like, isn't that fucking nuts?
That
Like,
is
I'm not
wild.
even joking. Like, we'll do research this week on the guy who jumped, but we'll bring it up when Sean's on the episode next week.
Okay,
But dude,
okay.
it fucking
Yeah.
blew my mind. We both like, as soon as he'll say it, like when we're not, me and Sean are not fanatics. We're both like, no, it was a ghost. Like it was like,
What the
yeah, it was super
fuck?
creepy, dude.
That's
super fucking. We never saw the
nuts.
guy's face. It was like longish hair, like 80s style, like kind of wearing like a fucking like, 80s kind of like ladies, like punk rock, whatever the fuck kind of looking. Yeah, never saw his face, and then. Yeah, dude,
What
creepy.
the
Fucking
fuck?
creepy. Anyway,
Oh shit, okay. We're so consumed with the ghost stories, I forgot what we were
Dude.
doing. Winning the lottery.
dude. All right, you want to talk about a one night stand? I hooked up with this chick. I hooked up with this chick in college one time, and she won the lottery.
What?
She won the fucking lottery, dude.
Wait, like after you hooked
After,
up?
yeah, she won the fucking lottery.
Did you try to talk to her again?
Nope, she literally tweeted like a dumbass. Sorry if she watches this. I'm not gonna, I won't say her name. Yeah, I should not say her name. But she tweeted like, I won the fucking lottery, and then deleted it. And then like next thing I know, she's like living in San Diego and then like volunteering and stuff every once in a while. But yeah,
Wow.
Have you seen the statistics for like the people who win the lottery versus like how many people get killed? They're like 20 times
more likely.
to like be murdered.
Really?
Dude.
Win the lottery, yeah.
Really?
I love that trend online where it's like if I won the lottery, I wouldn't tell anybody, but there'd be signs. You know what I mean? And it's like the most goofy shit. You know what I mean?
What would
Like,
your sign be?
my sign would be probably just like in a castle with like 20,000 dogs. And have like an empire of dogs and just like fucking live in a fucking sick ass
You
castle.
walk into my apartment, the wall would be covered in every Bionicle that ever came out.
Oh my
Fucking-
God.
You'd be like, where did
Yeah.
this come from?
That we both said things that we probably know what it is. I live in a castle with 200 dogs, and you would have the world's best collection of
I'm
Bionicle.
out of every Bionicle ever.
That's fucking funny. Subject: bad vacations. I've had some few.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Like what? I don't think I've ever had a bad vacation.
I've had some bad ones. Yeah, and it's a bummer because then you like take time off to just fucking not have a good time,
Yeah.
and it's just like does the opposite.
Jesus.
Yeah, no, not good. Not good. I just had one. We went up to Tahoe and I fucking ate bad mushrooms. And again, sorry, Mom.
Oh, my
yeah,
God.
that was not a good time.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
No, I don't think I've ever had a bad vacation.
yeah.
I think
I'm
I've
about to
made
cut
the
that
most.
one out.
I'm a simple man. I can like enjoy I can sit on a rock like somewhere else in another state with a beer and
Yeah.
like just be like, this is nice. This
Yeah.
is nice.
No, yeah, I'm probably harder to, but that's the whole thing. That's like all I wanted to do. Like I was in Tahoe, I'm skiing, I'm jet skiing. I was having a great time
Yeah.
up until that happened. I was like,
Oh.
I'm trying to have a better time, and you know what? Just have a good time sometimes. I'm
Oh.
always trying to have a great time.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
dude, I can't imagine. Like, I feel for those dudes that like, or ladies too. You know, not trying to go one way, but like the
Ladies
people
can
who
have fun.
break up like on their way to a vacation
Oh.
or something. You know.
There's nothing worse than traveling with somebody that when you both hate each other right now.
Oh my god! Because like when they go through the trip, and they're like, you know, we paid for this anyways.
Yeah.
But it's like, dude, it's gotta be the worst fucking Hallmark movie ever made.
Right.
That fucking trip. Okay. Subject: Kamala Harris. Kamala.
I don't know. I don't know what to think about her. I don't really fucking care, dude. I mean, who knows?
Dude, that makes me want to rope back to what we were talking about in the off about Tim Walz.
Oh yeah.
And like these people were like, fucking Tim Walz, we don't want another fucking old guy. And I was like, dude, Brad Pitt is older than Tim Walz.
That's
Tim
crazy.
Walz is younger than Brad Pitt.
How old are they? I don't even know.
I don't even know. Can we? How old is Brad Pitt?
Brad Pitt is 60.
60?
60.
Wait, how old is Tim Walz?
So you've been spreading misinformation.
Wait.
They're both 60.
Oh,
Oh shit.
what month? How? Who's older?
Yeah.
I want to.
It looks like Tim Walz is about 6 months old.
Oh,
He's 6 months older. Fuck. All right.
You can say he's just as old.
I think the point
same age
almost
is
still
even better.
stands.
I think it's a better joke now.
Yeah.
If you say like older, you can be like they're the same age. That's even better.
Yeah, you know he's as old as
Yeah.
Brad Pitt.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, which is fucking insane.
Yeah, I mean one looks. You know, Brad Pitt fucking pays like $1 million a year to get his lungs like clean from smoking so many cigarettes.
What? How do
He
you
doesn't-
pay
he's
to
like-
get your lungs clean?
How do you get your lungs clean?
I have no idea, but he has like some procedure, I guess, apparently that like he gets his lungs clean for.
We got to look into that. We should record a podcast episode
Yeah.
getting our lungs cleaned.
Yeah, yeah. I saw something. He smokes like a pack or two a day, and it's like,
Dude, imagine. And does that help? That's what I want to know.
I don't know. I mean, he looks all right,
Holy
right? Like
shit.
I don't know. All right, here we go. What else we got? What did I pull the last one? I can't remember.
That was Kamala Harris. Yeah.
Oh yeah. We didn't say a word about Kamala Harris. Reading books. I like to read books. I got a book right there. Got a book down here.
Just started reading. I was reading Norm Macdonald's memoir now.
You know
and
this book?
What is that?
Greatest Salesman in the World.
What is that like a how-to?
It's a no, it's a book that
We're talking novel?
it's an interesting book, but it's the book that Matthew McConaughey always claims that like he was like a law student until he read that book and then he's like I want to be an actor.
Really?
Yeah. It's kind of just like just about like doing what you want. Like not doing what you want, but like yeah, a little bit about that. Like kind of just being like, you know, like if you want to do something, you should do it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dude, fucking I have been reading that one book. It's the first book I've been reading in years, but I did get really high the other night and I started Reading Rainbow, which was awesome.
Dude.
Butterfly in the sky.
Dude, do you remember that show? What the fuck is it called? When you would be your teacher. I watched the intro to it the other day and I was like blown away that it would be like a parrot flying through a museum.
Dude, yeah, we were just talking about this. It was like Discover or like Eyewitness or like Eyewitness.
Yeah,
or something.
Eyeglass,
yeah.
something.
But
I watched it. I gotta show you, Alec. But yeah, it's so nostalgic. You're like, oh, everyone. Yeah.
You know what we're talking
And it would
about?
be like the episode would be like about dogs. Where's the fucking remote?
Dude, it's awesome.
I'll
Yeah,
put
we
it
need to
on.
play this.
Yeah,
fucking-
you'll get transported.
Dude,
I don't
I
know.
remember watching that whenever that would come on at school, being like,
oh yeah,
this
right there.
is-
yeah.
we're in for some
Dude,
shit.
you gotta see this. What was it called? Eyewitness.
I think it's like Eyewitness something. Like Eyeglass. It was
Something
like
like that.
Discovery Eye. What?
YouTube.
You knew you were in for some shit.
Yeah,
whenever
you'll know
that
you're
was
having a great
coming
day
on.
off when it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah. What were like the top 3 things that they'd play at your school? I mean,
Bill
we had-
Nye was always the
Nye
goat. Yeah, like
the
you want to be the
goat.
best sub, you're putting on some Bill Nye.
Yes.
Did you guys do Planet Earth?
No,
I didn't
I
watch
don't
that
think
much
so.
Planet Earth.
Yeah,
Really, I feel like I did more Planet Earth than Bill
I
Nye.
watched a
Eyeglass
fuck ton of Magic
documentaries.
School Bus. Magic School Bus was a lot. Do you guys remember the episode where what was his
I
name?
think Eyeglass.
Carl, he like
What was it
died.
called?
Look, Eyewitness intro. Look up Eyewitness intro.
Eyewitness intro. Oh, Eyewitness intro. She's being a. Oh, dude, we'll find it after the show. But you guys,
Oh.
the people will know what we're talking about. We'll put a little thing up because
So
you guys
good.
you gotta watch it. It's epic. It's like the most
I have
like.
to ask you guys really quick because am I the only person who's ever seen Runaway Ralph? Do you guys remember Runaway Ralph? It was like a
I know like
F-
Rocket Ralph.
Fred
or
Savage was like fucking 6 years old in that movie or something. I feel like I'm the only one who saw that movie, and I loved it as a kid. We watched it in school sometimes, but I've been asking people, and it feels like a fucking pipe dream now because people are like, no, I don't think that movie ever existed. But
I kind of.
dude, the Little Mouth. Yeah, so it was that
He
book.
rode a motorcycle.
Yeah, he rode a motorcycle.
Okay, it's like coming back.
He was almost like a stop motion like fucking thing, but with like real people. He was like a stop motion rat. Anyways, yeah, I don't know. I had.
It is Eyewitness.
Yeah.
You know what I typed in to find it?
What?
Parrot flying through museum. That's what I typed in. I mean, dude. Yeah, why? You were right.
I have to hear the song.
Eyewitness. Yes, Eyewitness season 1. Is this it? It has to be it.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yes,
Fish,
fish,
horse,
dog, cat.
dog, jungle.
You got to watch this intro real quick, Alec. Do you remember this?
You don't want to start headbanging.
Dude, this is definitely going to be clipped. It would always start epic like this. I was always like the teacher's pulling out a banger.
Oh,
Dude,
Yeah.
how nostalgic is this? Dude, that beat. Your teacher rolls out the fucking TV and puts on this shit. I'm like, let's go. We're gonna find out about dogs today. We got a dog right here, Sandy. Let's go, Sandy.
Porsche.
Dude, you remember this shit? The beat
a
is epic.
hawk?
Whoever made the soundtrack for this thing?
Dude, how is no rapper like sampled this yet?
Right, you're right. Get a little yachty on this shit. I'm telling you, I knew. That's why I was like, you're like my age. I'm like, there's no way, dude. Isn't that epic? I got baked as fuck the other night. Was watching these. I was losing my mind. They have the whole thing on Netflix. Isn't that crazy, dude? I was watching this on. They have it on Netflix. I was watching it the other day.
No way.
I came back so baked and was watching. I was like,
Oh my
dude, this
God.
is epic as hell.
The computer's gonna die.
Oh shit.
I'm gonna save
Turn
it.
down the brightness. Yeah, I don't know why you even had the brightness up like that. Okay, artificial intelligence. I will no longer be doing that Allen Iverson joke because I heard someone else do a way worse rendition of it at a mic the other day, and I was like, well, that's retired for me. It's unfortunate.
Oh my god. Fuck. Artificial intelligence. I don't know. I feel like it's making us stupid, dude.
I
Just
watched
like
the
having
video. I have to.
calculators
I
in
watched
our
the
pockets.
Vox literally like 2 days ago though about how the artificial intelligence is trying to make us be able to communicate with animals, and I was about it.
That would be.
But it was
yes.
so because I was all I kept thinking the whole time was like, I just want to talk to my dog,
Dude.
But they're like going off of like crazy like orcas and like shit like that like goes off of like all these patterns and like
Why would I give a fuck about what a whale has to say?
right. I was like, I want to talk to my dog.
If I can't talk to my dog or my cat, I don't give a fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Why do I gotta talk to a whale about?
I know,
how you-
but that was the first
Come
time I was
here
like, all right,
often?
this is kind of cool if artificial intelligence like doing like if we could have interspecies like communication like that'd be crazy.
What if we find out? What if we do get that?
Huh?
And then
It's-
How do you know?
Dude, you gotta watch. I'll send you the video. It's only like an 8-9 minute video, but like they go into like crazy depth of like it's almost like kind of hurts your brain to like listen to because so many animals don't just go off of speech. It's like everything from body language to like movement to like the way the vibration is and like the problem they have. The biggest problem they have is that they call it the it's like something like the what do you call it like. I can't remember the exact word, but it's like open bar problem where it's like if everyone's at a bar together, it's hard to decipher like who's making what noise. You know what I mean? So like you have all these school of fish or something like that, and they're all making, whatever the fucking noise is, and then it's like hard to differentiate. Like, did that fish make it? Did this fish make it? Did blah blah blah. And that's what artificial intelligence is trying to help. Is like, oh, we can defend it. Like it's this one fish,
Jesus.
like making this
What
thing.
if they find out these dolphins are just doing their tight fives down there?
You know what's
in the
also
fucking
you know it's also
ocean?
just a crazy kind of on the same whatever. I hope it can figure out this thing. Did you know that a coral reef, right? You can cut a piece off a coral reef, right, and take it across the world, put it in your sink in a fucking under my sink, right, and it will still bloom the same time as the coral reef across the world.
Really?
Well, like if you keep it alive, let's just say they'll bloom at this. Like they could be that far disconnected. And no one no one's been able to figure out. Like they're like telepathic. There's like
That's
some kind
fucking
of
nuts.
telepathy of like the plant and like whenever. Yeah, it's like it will
That's
never.
awesome.
It will always be on the same time length as like the original thing.
I love that shit.
Yeah, and no, like I've like watched a couple things on it. And I'm like that because I heard about it on a thing, and I was like, that's fucking mind blowing.
I don't even want to go.
And
do
they have
stand-up
to call it telepathy because they don't have any like way of like describing it.
Dude, that's why I love watching like Planet Earth and shit
Love
like
it.
that. You're just like,
Yeah.
damn,
Yeah.
Crazy fact.
Yeah, you're like, I'm an idiot. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're like, the world is so like when I found that I was like, they're like, yeah, it could be like you could literally cut it off the middle of the ocean, take it to fucking Ohio, put it under your sink, and it'll still put it at the same time. I'm like, that is fucking.
Dude, my girlfriend thinks I'm crazy because I do kind of want like a little fucking ecosystem like in the house, just like with some fucking.
You've been watching
bugs,
way too much
like
YouTube.
spiders in it.
Yes.
I know, way too much.
I seen this.
Yeah,
I seen this online. My friend.
Yeah, yeah.
My
they got,
friend
like,
Caleb has one.
Really?
Yeah, Caleb,
wanna watch
my
this
best friend, who's
interact.
just out here. He'll definitely watch this episode. Caleb, he has like an atrium in his house, like, and he has like a big glass, like fucking jar.
Yeah.
He puts like moss and shit in there, and it's like its own little
Yeah,
habitat.
it sounds awesome.
Yeah.
I saw one guy. He had his for like he did his own, and it was like 15 years later. He started seeing little fucking bugs appearing in it. He's like, I don't. This thing's been sealed for 15 years. I don't even know.
Yeah.
It's not possible.
And then sometimes
like,
people put like snails on them and shit, like little like
Yeah.
like larvae of snails and shit.
Dude, I saw a phone case on the back of the. It's like an ant farm on the back of the phone case, and I was thinking about it, dude.
All right, we're getting a
Fucking-
little off topic. Here we go.
Okay. Got a couple more. We got a couple more. Gay guns. Gay
I don't even know what that
guns.
is.
Like just guns that are gay, I think. Or gun.
Yeah, it's yeah. You just make a joke, and the point is gay guns.
I'll do one even better. I did the Burbank Comedy Festival that one year.
Yeah.
And these fucking dudes from Boston came into town.
Yeah.
And they were douchebags. And obviously, like, let's be honest, they're not paying for your hotel. They're not paying for your thing. I'm not even on the fucking festival. I just was dropping in on a show to do a spot.
Right.
And fucking this dude, this Boston comic did this joke about, like, oh, if you have a gun, it should be the size of your dick. Like, it should have to be the size of your dick. You know what I mean? And it bombed. Like, it was bombed. And then I go up, I go up after him, and I was like, oh, if you have to have a gun the size of your dick, I guess I need a bazooka, like, or some shit, like, something dumb. But it did well, and he was, like, mad that, like, they laughed at my joke or whatever, right? And he yells from the back of the room. It was funny. I was just on Barnex the other week. He yells from the back room. He goes, what, so you can, like, show it to your boyfriend? And just without missing a beat, I go, yeah, aren't you his ex? I go, you guys stop coming to my shows, man. It's getting weird. And then, but I didn't let him go. I go, I said, you said you were in town for Boston? He goes, yeah. I said, oh, they pay for your flight and hotel? Knowing that they obviously fucking didn't.
Yeah.
And I was just like, yeah. I go, yeah, I just dropped in on this fucking show. Good for you, though, flying across the country for it. Like, fucking just ripped him. I was like, fuck you, dickhead. Like, anyway, but what else we got here? We got two more. Roe v. Wade. Well, you can shout out Augie D Comedy for my thoughts on that one. I got a pretty good joke about that one.
Fuck. I mean,
Taking our goddamn rights away, and I'm gonna fight these globalists tooth and nail until we win back our country.
It's fucked up. It's fucked up. If I was a girl, I'd be having abortions all the time, probably.
Oh, dude. I mean, yeah.
I'd need them.
Yeah, because I'm not gonna say wear a condom. I'm not gonna be telling you to wear a condom. So, yeah.
Dude, I'd be pregnant all the time if I was a chick.
Last one's Trump, which is, I mean, again, at Augie D Comedy for the newest Trump joke. Yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen, honestly.
I'm scared.
Yeah, I'm not enthused. I'll tell you that.
No.
I'm not enthused.
I'm scared.
All right, we're gonna go over a couple of quick little news segments here.
Yes, dude. Fucking yes.
What is this?
Runaway Ralph.
No
dude.
way, it's a real
Yes,
thing,
dude.
I thought you were a lunatic. No,
Dude, Fred Savage. Look,
no.
yeah, I told you.
I had a
Young
normal
Fred
childhood. And I didn't
Savage.
watch. What is it called?
Runaway Ralph, dude.
Where's he run to?
Dude, that looks so
He hopped the
nostalgic.
border?
He like
Is
runs
he,
away.
like, he committed a murder and runs away?
He has a tiny motorcycle. Runaway Ralph fucking ran so Stuart Little could walk. That little bitch
Hey,
ass.
it's funny.
Yes,
No.
dude.
No, it's not a
yes.
rat.
Yes, he had a motorcycle and he's
No.
fucking whipping.
No. Okay.
And he's
wait.
like, I'm rolling
So Fred
down
Savage
the
isn't even in it.
highway.
It's Fred Savage plays the mouse.
Fred Savage. He's Fred's mouse. He's Fred's pet mouse. And then
Who's a
I
pet
think
mouse? What a psychopath.
Runaway Ralph. Like Ralph is like, I think he's just like, fuck this shit. I'm out.
I hate mice.
And then he
Go
goes
ahead,
and he's
run
take-
away, dude. I don't
Dude,
wanna
he's
see it.
he's a fucking biker mouse, dude. Fuck Stuart Little. Honestly,
Yeah. Fuck
I
them
think-
both. I fucking hate mice. That's like my only fear. I'm not afraid of snakes. Nothing. I fucking
By the way,
hate mice.
did you know Stuart
Rats.
Little is an? You look who wrote that movie? Fucking M. Night Shyamalan wrote Stuart Little. Yeah.
What's the twist? Where's the twist?
Yeah.
He's really a rat. Stuart Little's really a rat. Speaking of things that aren't tiny, the French pool vaulter with the huge dong that knocked it over.
Yes,
Not
dude.
bad.
not a bad package.
Not bad.
Not a bad way to lose.
Did we confirm Alec he's French? He's French. This guy's French.
He is French. Okay, good. He's got to be getting some deals out of that, some endorsements out of that somehow. I mean, fucking Blue Chew, fucking like Trojan condoms, like he's got to be getting some
especially
kind
for
of
the
deals
French,
like
like they're all about the sex.
Yeah.
He's probably got some sick perfume.
I mean,
line or
maybe
something
not
coming out.
like Nike's not hitting him up, Adidas isn't hitting him up, but like sure as hell, fucking I don't know, fucking he's getting some Magnum ads out there, you know.
Oh, dude, I forgot about this. I'm going over the other stuff. Again, the Trump getting shot. Check out the joke because it's hit close to home, obviously.
Yeah. Check out my
But
joke too.
I didn't know Trump went on Aiden Ross's stream. Oh, I did see that. I think they were like, he gave him like a Cybertruck or some shit.
Wait a minute.
Dude, it literally is idiocracy.
Aiden gave Trump a Cybertruck, or
Yeah.
Trump gave Aiden a Cybertruck? Aiden gave Trump a Cybertruck.
Yeah. And a Rolex. I think a presidential Rolex or some shit.
What the?
Why I know this?
fuck?
I'm gonna hate myself. I'm 30 fucking years
I
old.
hardly even know who Aiden Ross is.
Yeah, all I know
know
is
he's
he's
a
got
big
money
streamer kid.
and
Fuck those
he's
little
buying
streamer
Donald
kids.
Trump Cybertrucks. Yeah, see, and he's got the picture of him getting shot on the side.
Oh my god!
I mean,
Oh my, that's not just any Cybertruck. Oh my, that's a Cybertrump.
yeah.
Oh
right?
my god,
Trapper Trump. That's pretty good.
Cybertrump.
That's pretty good.
Holy shit!
He went on Logan Paul's podcast, I guess.
Oh my god, Trump doesn't know who the
He's
fuck
making
he
the
is at
rounds.
all. Do you think Trump has any idea who Aiden Ross is?
No, I mean, I don't even really. If we don't know, he doesn't know.
He probably thinks it's a Make-A-Wish.
He said Barron Trump was like like his kid.
Oh, that makes
He
sense.
said he was a big fan.
Oh,
Dude, you know that kid's like 6'8"?
what?
He's 6'8", bro.
Really?
His kid could go to the league.
Yeah.
Is that a result of incest? You think?
Type in how tall Barron Trump is real quick. I'm telling you, he's like 6'8" or something crazy.
Have you seen Trump's parents?
No.
Dude, the shape of his mom's head.
He's 6'9".
Oh,
I was being
my
conservative
God.
with 6'8".
Oh my god.
We got fucking Wemby as a fucking kid as the president.
Dude, you gotta look up Trump's parents. They are fucking science experiments, dude. He's
Dude.
fucking. Oh my god.
6'9".
What is he doing with his life?
Dude, we should have him. We should have him and Chet Holmgren play against Wemby and Rudy Gobert
Oh my
for the next
God.
3-on-3, like 2-on-2.
Oh my god. I want Chet Hanks announcing the game too. Fucking.
Doing boomba clot.
Bumbleclot Barron Trump with a dunk. Barron Trump with
Jama.
a tree. With a 3-pointer.
Oh my god, dude, that's a clip. We should we should do that as a skit. If you guys see a Chet Hanks, Barron Trump,
Barron Trump with a 3-pointer. Pacers win the game. One time for the Pacers. Big up, big up, big up.
Oh my god. What else we got? Yeah, we were talking about Trump talking to Theo about substance abuse, which is funny. Theo said, "Cocaine will turn you into a damn owl, homie. You know what I'm saying? You'll be out on your own porch. You'll be your own street lamp." You know what was fucking hilarious is when he did his interview with Tucker. You
Yeah.
know? And he said he's talking about he's like, "Oh, what about the old people you used to do coke with?" And he's like, "Oh, I just do it by myself." And he's like, Tucker's like, "That's the way to do it," or whatever. And then he goes, "Yeah, sometimes I'll do some, go in the next room, change my clothes, come back, do it like another person." Like I'm another person. I was like, that is fucking hilarious. Like, I'll come back in different clothes, do it like I'm another person. I'm like, that is fucking hilarious. Like,
Holy shit.
J-Lo fired from divorce from Ben Affleck.
Dude, imagine your wife files for divorce and then fucking Deadpool and Wolverine's out right now. Fucking Jennifer Garner, your ex-wife, also fucking digs on you in the movie too. You know.
This kind of like, did you see Rogan had Russell Crowe on? Okay.
Yeah.
He had Russell Crowe on, and then a couple days before that, he had Dennis Quaid on.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that apparently Dennis Quaid's ex-wife like cheated on him with Russell Crowe.
Oh.
And Rogan, I'm sure, didn't know that either. And he was like talking about like, "Oh, it's so cool I'm interviewing." He's like, "I just interviewed Dennis Quaid a couple days ago," and you could see the room just got so quiet. Like, he didn't know.
Oh my.
Yeah, it's a fucking funny clip.
Dude,
It's
I
like,
remember seeing fucking it was like Russell Crowe, like Howard Stern, just talking about, like, yeah, me and fucking Leonardo DiCaprio are getting fucked up one day, just trading dinosaur fossils, just showing us, like, Leo's got this fucking velociraptor head, and Russell's like, fucking, that's nice, dude. I got like a fucking brontosaurus head. Fucking, you want it? They're like, yeah, deal.
I always love
Fucking-
hearing about Nick Cage fucking like
dude,
buying crazy shit like
yeah.
that. Like,
I didn't know he's like best friends with Pauly Shore.
yeah,
It's wild.
that's like you know who's Doug Stanhope is
Yeah.
is best friends with fucking Johnny Depp.
Really?
Yeah, they're like best friends.
Wow.
Like, he literally always says like, my dear friend Doug Stanhope. I'm like,
Oh
you guys are both just insane.
my god, that's fucking hilarious.
All right, well that's it for the good old news.
That was some good news.
We were gonna go over comedy around Mount Rushmore, but we kind of already hit that earlier.
Oh yeah.
So I think we'll end it with. Do you remember? It doesn't have to be your first joke, but do you remember like one of your first jokes that you ever like
Oh,
good or bad?
There's one that comes to mind that I'm just scared of my parents hearing. I feel like I should say it, but
Don't worry, you're gonna say
no.
worse things on a podcast.
There's no way
I'm
I
past
could
that
say
point.
that one.
Sorry, Mom, you've heard of everything at this point. You do stand up long enough, it's just like that's again big eye opener when you do stand up in front of your hometown. You're like, well, here we go.
Dude, I remember doing a joke that fucking there was a deafening silence in the room when I was like, they changed the name of like the Cleveland Indians or something, but like in the Midwest where I come from, you know, there's a bug in the grass that's called a chigger.
Oh,
And then it was just like uptight or something, and then I was like, I think I said Chigga please or something,
Oh
and then it was
my
like
God.
bad, dude.
Dude.
It was, and I was like, I'm never doing stand up again. I'm never doing stand up. I don't even know. Can we post that? Am I gonna get fucking canceled? For that?
No, hey, he said C. I can confirm.
Dude, oh my god! I remember driving home and I listened to the recording too.
Oh, don't do that.
I
Burn that
almost
recording. That's when you just walk up the
swerved,
stage and hit delete.
dude. I almost
Yeah, you don't-
swerved.
Dude, you know,
Oh.
no, you don't. That's when you just walk up the stage and you just, you hit delete.
I was like, I don't know if I have this. I don't know if it's in me.
Hey, every good comic has those.
What about you?
Oh, dude, I have some crazy first ones I did. I mean,
It was when you felt like you had to be horrible to be funny.
see, I never felt that way, but my style. I'm very
Yeah.
my whole like I had the dude, one boy, Mike Wazowski, basically what I call him, but dude from Pittsburgh. He hosts our show with Barnick, and he pulled me aside the one time after we did like 2 shows. He's like, dude, he's like, I fucking love your stand up. He's like, I could never do your set. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, you just like love to dig yourself in a hole, and then like it's awesome to watch you digging yourself out. You know what I mean? Like I bring up a topic that everyone's like, what the fuck is he gonna say?
Yes,
But then the
yes.
whole bit is like, I'm saying, I'm not telling you. You know, it's like, oh, he's fucking around.
Right.
Like you could tell what I say. You know?
Right.
Like, the hit woman joke. You know what I mean?
Right,
Blah, blah.
right.
It's funny though, because I mean, I have some crazy first ones. I mean, I can't even remember that far back. But there's a few that I still like. Sometimes like when you have a good one, it's like sometimes I still like do it when I do like 20. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
I still like.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like still do that joke.
Oh.
Like you know.
Dude, the other day it fucking hurt me. I was doing that show, and I do that gay BG joke. I
Yeah.
look like a gay BG, and like I was like, sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, B, you know what I mean? And like as they're laughing, I'm like, yeah, you know, BGs are gay, dude. And I'll like fist bump someone in the front row. I'll be like, yeah, BGs are gay, right? And then, dude, I did that the other day, and I was like, yeah, BGs are fucking gay. And I fist bumped, and I looked down, and I'm fist bumping a gay couple.
Oh no.
That's like in the front row.
No.
And the rest of the room was like 40-year-old Chinese women.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh no.
Bad
dude.
time.
Yeah. I already made a joke about how the guy, like one of the guys too, looked like the guy that shot Trump.
Oh
And
god.
I was like, dude, I alienated everyone.
Yeah. You're like half this crowd already hates me.
Oh, dude, it was bad. It was bad.
Well, this was great. Yeah, this was fucking great.
This has been fucking awesome.
Do you want to like give your socials and everything like that? before
Yeah, you guys can find me at Viva La Berg on Instagram. Be sure to find me, like my stuff and comment on my stuff and make my stuff get me famous.
Yeah.
Please.
You can see him perform every week at the Ice House.
Yes, I'm always at the Ice House. You know where to find me. I'm always in the AV booth too. You can find me there, making people sound good if I'm not making people laugh.
Yeah.
Or,
Well, guys, I'm really excited for season 2.
Yes.
Noah's going to be here for every episode. So I'm glad you guys get the good intro, of what we're doing over here. Shout out to Alec behind the scenes on
Thank you,
today's
Alec. You're
episode.
God.
And, as always, at Augie D Comedy, at Sense of Humor TV. Love you guys. We're out.
Salute.
Salute.
Salute. See you soon, guys.